has confused me and still continues to confuse me to this day. No, I'm on the first floor. Wait, which floor is that again?
No, 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 no.
It's Kaylee back with This Croatian Life, and today I want to do a video with you guys. I want to tell you about the 5 things that are normal in Croatia but that will confuse Americans. So currently right now I am walking to have a coffee. That's my first priority, and then I'm going to sit down and do a video with you guys. But I want to do a little bit more vlogging with you guys. Kind of like take you around with me in my day-to-day life. Also, I want to tell everybody my plan is to get a new computer. I thought I was going to be getting it this week actually, and I didn't. I need this thing called money, you know? So I am going to save the video of the cost of living in Croatia compared to the US for when I get that computer. I'm really sorry. I know that you guys are waiting and you've been so patient, but I really want it to be good for you guys. I want to do like on-screen text, you know, I want to be able to show the cost all added up, because I don't want to just sit there and talk at you and say numbers without any visuals. I'm a very visual person, so if I can even throw in pictures and everything, and right now that's really hard to do in the program that I'm on with the computer that I have. So you guys have been so patient, and I'm really sorry for the wait, but it's coming and it's gonna be good and it's gonna be worth the wait. Welcome to Sestate, the hood. Okay, so now we're home, we've had coffee, but you know what, just because I have to go to work today and I'm like really tired, I have more coffee. This cup is from Starbucks, and a very wonderful person from back home, we share the same hometown, she sent me this cup because I was like really missing home from my video of my life update and being homesick and culture shock and everything. So, and I have myself a nice cup of coffee to remind myself that as much as I love Croatia, I'm always gonna be a Washingtonian girl. Okay, so today, like I said, I want to talk about 5 things that are normal here in Croatia, but that will confuse Americans. I actually have a little bit of a longer list going on, so I might do a part 2. If you'd be interested in seeing part 2, please let me know down below. It's always good to hear guys' feedback. It helps give me a direction. Let's just jump right into it because I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. First thing that will confuse Americans, but that is normal here in Croatia, and actually that is normal here in all of Europe, is bagging your own groceries. In the US, when you get groceries, there's 2 people at the checkout. There's a person who's ringing up everything and who's gonna take your money, and then there's a person at the end of the counter who takes your groceries and places them in the bag for you. I should also mention that the person who scans your food can also bag. There's not always 2 people, actually. We only have like 1 store where I'm from, which you have to bag your own groceries. It's like a super cheap store. So yeah, so the first time this happened to me, I was grabbing all my groceries, I went through the checkout, I paid, and then I like turn and I see all of my stuff just sitting there. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to get a bag and I need to put it in the bag. So I grab this bag, and of course there's an entire line behind me. So I'm holding up this line and I'm feeling so awkward and I'm feeling so frustrated. And I'm feeling very confused. I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't actually know how to bag my groceries and I don't know how to do it quick. Okay, that's not true. I know how to bag my groceries because I've watched people do it so many times, but I was just really confused because there's no way to know that before you get to the checkout. So I see this person at the cashier just ringing stuff up, and I'm waiting. I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's gonna bag it at the end or something. She didn't. I had to, and I still am getting used to this. So that is definitely one thing that is gonna confuse Americans, although it's completely normal here to bag your own groceries. People are very good at it here. People are very fast at it here. So if you see anybody who's like struggling, they might not be from here. They might be from the US. Just know that. Another thing that might confuse Americans, that has confused me and still continues to confuse me to this day, is floors in buildings. Here in Croatia, I actually am not sure about the rest of Europe, but I know for a fact that in Croatia, let's see if I can say this without getting confused, because I confuse myself every time I think about it. The bottom floor, the ground floor, is floor 0. Yeah, I'm saying this right. The bottom floor is ground 0. Nula, that's how you say 0 in Croatian. That's the first floor. When you go up, no, oh my God, I just confused myself again. Jeez. Okay. That's the ground floor. That's the nothing floor, let's say. Then when you go up, that is the first floor. In the US, the first floor is literally the first floor that you walk on into a building, which is the ground floor. So I am constantly confused by this all of the time. Hey, where are you? I'm on the first floor. No, I'm on the first floor. Wait, which floor is that again? So I am consistently confused by this. It has been 2 years and I still cannot get it right. The struggle is real. So another thing that would confuse Americans, but that's completely normal in Croatia. And I think I've talked about this in another video, is having to flag down the waiter. I noticed this right away actually. The waiter comes to you the first time you sit down, asks what you want, get you what you need, that's it. To je to. If you need him again, him or her again, you need to flag him down. In the US, I think I've said that the waiter, comes by once, then he comes by again, then he comes by again to see if everything's okay. And actually, now that I'm used to life in Croatia, I do find it a little bit annoying thinking about, and when I have visited in the US, the waiter coming by multiple times is kind of like, just leave me alone. And I know that Dominic definitely experienced that. He told me it was too much for him and he was really uncomfortable by the person coming to him and asking, is everything okay? However, in Croatia, it's super confusing because Americans might think like that they're not cared about, or that the waiter doesn't care, or that the waiter doesn't see them, or the waiter has forgotten about them. Another funny thing that I've noticed is there's a very specific wave that you have to do to flag down your waiter in Croatia. It goes something like this. Like firm hand up, eye contact, eye contact. The eye contact has been made, quick head nod, nothing too excessive, arm down, then he comes to you. So anybody watching who's outside of Croatia, there's how you flag down the waiter. There ain't no waving like, so don't like do any of this or standing up, okay? It's not needed. It's not needed in Croatia. It's not cool in Croatia. So just be cool, do the wave that I taught you, and you'll be good. One of the biggest things that will confuse Americans when they come to Croatia is there is no free right turn. In the United States, you can take a free right turn when you're driving. So how that works, you pull up to a stoplight. You can go left, you can go straight, or you can go right. You're stopped and you are gonna take a right because you're trying to go to the consume. You look to your left, you see that there are no cars coming to your left, and you can turn right. It's called a free right turn. It's completely legal. Let's just say, did I maybe take some free right turns in Croatia when I shouldn't have? Yeah, I maybe did. Did I know that it wasn't normal? No, I didn't know. So this is something that will very, very, very much confuse Americans. And I actually have a story. There was 2 girls. I have some friends who run an Airbnb. 2 girls came from the US. We were sitting and talking, they had rented a car, and I was like, how do you feel about the driving in Croatia? And they said, oh yeah, it's definitely a little bit more aggressive, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, the hardest thing for me is just the no free right turn. And they looked at me and they were like, oh my God, there's no free right turn? And I was like, no. And they said, we've been doing that everywhere we go. Seriously, it's such a habit that I still have the hardest time not doing it.
No.
What?
Red light.
the last thing that will confuse Americans about Croatia, and it's actually not one thing, but it's actually 4 things into one. I couldn't believe it, and they kept racking up as I was thinking about them. It has to do with getting gas in Croatia. So getting gas is this entirely different experience that can leave you very, very confused if you're not familiar with it at all. First thing, it's expensive. I thought gas was expensive in the States. I was filling up my car once a week, driving, I don't know, all day, every day. Filling up my car for about $30. I'd drive an entire week's worth. I'd be in the car for probably at least 45 minutes a day. At least, if not more. And in Croatia, it's so expensive. Just for a little bit of gasoline is like ridiculous. Second thing that will confuse Americans. You pump your gas first and then you pay. This also connects to the third thing that will be confusing about getting gas. You need to go inside to pay for your gasoline. Where do I pay? In the US, you are not getting gasoline until you pay for it. It's so strange to me because I'm like, oh my God, I could literally pump my gas and drive off. And I actually have a friend who did that on accident. He got out, he pumped his gas, got back in his car, and he drove off, and it was like, I don't know, 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later that he realized, oh my God, I didn't pay for gas. And he came back and paid for his gas and everything was good. Like, what the heck? It's so crazy to me because for me, you need to pay for that shit before you put it in your car because that shit's expensive. And the fourth thing about this last thing that will confuse Americans is so confusing for me every freaking time. Every freaking time. We use gasoline for our cars in the States, and like only specific cars and most of the time just trucks use diesel. And in Croatia, it's reverse. Most cars use diesel and other certain cars use gas. So you have your green pump. You have your black pump. The black pump in America is regular gasoline. The green pump is diesel, but in Croatia, it's reverse. And it's so freaking confusing. I go to get gas for the car and I'm looking at the pumps and I'm like, diesel? Wait, no, gas, what? I like, don't know, is it the green one, is it the black one, is the black one the green one? Wait, no, but the black one is diesel, but wait, that doesn't make sense. I don't even know why it's that confusing for me. It's just something that is so ingrained in US culture, so that way if you come to some place where it's literally the opposite, it is going to confuse you. So it will definitely confuse Americans. So getting gas is kind of this whole thing for me. It's all done reversed. So I guess if I just tell myself when I'm getting gas, just do everything the opposite of what I'm used to, then I should be good, right? Beauty, that's it. Stay tuned, please. If you like the video that I just did, please like it. If you loved it, subscribe, and vidimo se uskoro. Bok!